Hello, my name is Graeme and I'm doing Rule 18, ball at rest moved. So I'll start with the penalty for breach of this rule. So if a player who is required to replace a ball fails to do so, or if he makes a stroke at a ball substituted under Rule 18, when such substitution is not permitted, he incurs the general penalty for breach of Rule 18, which in match play is loss of hole and in stroke play is 2 strokes. So Rule 18-1 is by outside agency. And an outside agency is any animate object. So an animal, a spectator, the grounds crew, another player playing a hole. It's not wind or water. If a ball at rest is moved by an outside agency, there is no penalty and the ball must be replaced. In order to apply Rule 18-1, it must be known or virtually certain that an outside agency has moved the ball. In the absence of this knowledge, the player must play the ball as it lies. 18-2 is by player, partner, caddy, or equipment. Except as permitted by the rules, when a player's ball is in play, if the player, his partner, or either of their caddies lifts or moves the ball, touches it purposely, except with a club in the act of addressing the ball, or causes the ball to move, the player incurs a penalty of 1 stroke. The player's ball is in play once they've made a stroke on the teeing ground until they've holed out on that hole. And if the ball is moved, it must be replaced unless the movement of the ball occurs after the player has begun the stroke. Rule 18-3 is by opponent, caddy, or equipment in match play. So if during search for a player's ball, an opponent, his caddy, or his equipment moves the ball, there is no penalty, and if the ball is moved, it must be replaced. If other than during search for a player's ball, an opponent, his caddy, or his equipment moves the ball, the opponent incurs a penalty of 1 stroke. If the ball is moved, it must be replaced. 18-4 is by fellow competitor, caddy, or equipment in stroke play. If a fellow competitor, his caddy, or his equipment moves the player's ball, there is no penalty, and if the ball is moved, it must be replaced. 18-5 is by another ball. If a ball in play and at rest is moved by another ball in motion after a stroke, the moved ball must be replaced. 18-6 is ball moved in measuring. If a ball or ball marker is moved in measuring while proceeding under or in determining the application of a rule, the ball or ball marker must be replaced. There's no penalty provided that this movement is directly attributable to the specific act of measuring. Under Rule 18, there are some instances under the rules where there is no penalty if the player accidentally causes his ball to move, and some of those are in repairing a hole plug or ball mark, in measuring, in lifting a ball under a rule, in placing or replacing a ball under a rule, in removing a loose impediment on the putting green, or in removing movable obstructions.